Hey, I'm Josh, founder of Ranger, and today I'm super excited to share with you all our new feature review product. We've been using coding agents just like you all, and they're amazing. The main issue, and the only issue that we've seen, is that coding agents have no way of testing their own work and demonstrating that back to its human for a review. If you've used any browser MCP, they're awesome and they work, but reviewing that work just sucks. And so naturally, we built a better way to do that. So let me go into Claude and we can sort of see how this work starts going. So if you know me, I love running ultra marathons, and we've been thinking about hosting a Ranger Run Club, which would be an ultra marathon series for backyard ultras and 100 milers. Figured today it'd be fun to make a feature for a registration page, and so let's do that. Ranger now has a Claude Code plugin as well as a CLI, so Claude can just work directly with Ranger and have it test things. So if I just run Ranger enable, let's say I want to make a registration page for Ranger Ultra Marathon series. I love starting in plan mode, so we can kick that off. Cool. So it's planning now. That's going to take a while. So I already have a plan that we can run in a second. But something I wanted to show first is just how we make it really easy for Ranger to auth into your app and stay auth in. So if I run Ranger add env local, localhost 4000, and it'll pop up a browser. Once that browser pops up, what we need to do is navigate to the app, log in, and then close when we're done. So I'm going to do that. And then now I can close that out. Great, now that profile's saved. So when Claude calls Ranger, it'll just run. Cool, so let's review the plan that Claude gave us. We already have a backend for this feature, so we just need to implement the front end. And this is a standard Claude Code plan. The only difference is this new verification section, where it plans out how it wants to use Ranger to spawn background browser agents to test the features that it's building and run that in the background so it's fast and context efficient. This uses the Ranger CLI to create a new feature review here, and then calls Ranger Go to test the different scenarios. I'm going to accept this plan. Let's see what happens. So you can see here, Claude knows to create a task to verify with Ranger when it's done. Great, so now it's starting to do Ranger verification. It's called Ranger to create that feature. And then now you can see it's backgrounding the two scenarios that we laid out. In this case, one scenario is for the backyard ultra, the other is for the 100 miler. So in the background, there are browsers running with Ranger sub-agents that are completing the task that Claude gave it. If we want to check in on the feature review UI, you can see that there's a new feature and things are starting to be verified. So if we switch over to this tab, we can see live streaming results of what's happening for the backyard ultra. And if I expand this out, we can look at all the screenshots, and same thing happening in parallel with the 100 miler. So both things are happening at once. This streams live, and once it's done, it gets saved so you can review it. Maybe we can switch back over. All right, looks like Ranger found some issue that I reported to Claude. Seems there's an error with the backend API. It's going to try to fix it. If we go back to the Ranger UI, we can see here the blocking issue showing back up. And that's flagged immediately back to Claude without anyone having to intervene. And it'll just keep going. The funny thing is this is different than like a TypeScript error, right? You can't just lint this and see if it's going to work. You actually have to use the browser, see if it works, and then report that issue back. And the reason why we built this is you just don't want to be interrupted by Claude saying like, hey, I'm done. So this just allows Ranger to be in the inner loop with Claude, and just allows your agents to go further and faster without you. Cool. Looks like this was just a simple one-line change, which is honestly the worst. Like, you don't want to be woken up just for Claude to have to fix one thing. And as you can see here, like, it still has not asked me anything. It's fixed it, and it's saying, great, let me start to re-verify with Ranger. I haven't touched it. It's continuing to go. And if we wanted to look at what it looked like in the UI, if I hit refresh here, you can see it's already re-verifying. So we'll let this run through. Hopefully Claude actually did it correctly this time. and then we can go from there. Great. Looks like it's done now. It ran Ranger. Both scenarios passed. And there is a summary of what happened, as well as the Ranger verification, and then all sort of the cleanup commands from Claude on what happened. But looks like it's done. And insofar as you're using background agents or you're just setting and forgetting things, like this is the first moment that you would now have to intervene with Claude. So we didn't have to test it manually at the time. We didn't have to re-verify it manually. And now it says, great, it's fully done, and let's check it out. As we can see here, everything has been streamed in. There's the full form. You can see the form here as well, and this is for the Backyard Ultra. And now, this is maybe my favorite part. You probably want to leave some UI feedback. And it's really annoying to scroll through a bunch of screenshots from an MCP and like try to describe the XY that you want to change. And you don't have to do that anymore. So let's just leave a couple basic comments and let me show you how that's done. So let's just say I want to clean some stuff up. This is a bit too wordy. So let's say make this favorite snack. Do not make this optional. These comments are here. And then it's really easy. You just go back in here, you run Ranger resume, and it just picks back up the comments, and we'll get to work on it. So it lists all the features, and then it resumes, and it says, great, here's some reviewer comments, and I will just let it go. So Ranger will download the images so that your Claude can see it and provide the XY so that Claude knows what to do and can pick it up. You can see here, same feedback I had. It's going to make it not optional, and it's going to update the copy. And then without me even telling it to, because it's a plugin, it already knows that it should test again with Ranger. So you guys know the drill here. It's running 2 agents in the background to make sure all of our flows work. And then we can go back into the UI here and just see what's happening. You can also resume the agent from the UI. You can see the comments that were picked up. You can look at past runs, and you can obviously see all the scenarios that we have as well. Great. Looks like it's done. Both scenarios are passing, and things are addressed. So let me just double check that. That's my favorite feature about Ranger, is I can actually make sure that what I actually did is right. So I'll refresh the page. We have a third run now, and Ranger says, like, hey, these are resolved, but let's just double check. So we wanted to make this say favorite snack. That looks good. And then we wanted to make this not be optional. That looks good as well. So this just allows you to trust but verify. I'm able to leave comments, and then I can see if those are actually resolved. So I don't just have to blindly trust what my coding agent is doing. So that's how the inner loop with Ranger works. It allows you to review the work that the agent does, and then it gives the agent the opportunity to test its own work. There were only one input moment that you saw there. It ran fully in the background and fixed its own issue. And then when I wanted to give it design feedback, I did. And then when it came back, it gives you the agent findings. And it says, hey, like I've looked at these reviewer comments and they are now all fixed. So Ranger will auto-resolve it and give you a way to verify it. Just want to quickly show some other stuff. We found that multiplayer is really helpful for our team. So what we built is a way to really easily generate the PR description. Obviously, if you are doing all this QA with your agents, it would suck to have to re-record a video to post to your PR. So you can just go there, click the 2 checklist items, and then I can just dump it into a GitHub PR. And you can see all the screenshots are pulled back in. And importantly, anyone can go back to Ranger to leave comments on the feature. Nowadays, everyone just sends me links to Ranger feature reviews. I go and review it, and then we ship it. So we're really excited. Would love for you to try anything out. I'm josh@ranger.net. Please send me any feedback. And yeah, hope you enjoy using it. Thank you.